Stan just said they're hard to find. Yeah, I know. That's why I want you to hurry up and vote.
Okay. All right. For professional employment, the superintendent recommends the following. Chloe Curry, Hinton Area Title I Reading and Math Teacher. Leonard Price, Summers County High School, Electrical Technician Instructor. Margaret Richmond, 4-5 split teacher, Talcott Elementary. For service employment, Teresa Connor, special ed aide, bus monitor. Donetta Legg, sign support specialist. For extracurricular extra duty, Candace Berkshire, homebound teacher. Karen Eagle, homebound teacher. For service substitute, Scott Berkshire, custodian. For coaches, for cheerleading, Alicia Lilly, head coach. Regina Metter, assistant coach. Martha Holt, assistant coach. Tracy Foster Long, assistant coach. Jennifer Adkins, assistant coach. And Brittany Fisher, assistant coach. For golf, head coach, Jared Ewing. For volleyball, assistant coach, Ruth Klein Billings. For volleyball, assistant coach, Ronnie Clay. For football, head coach, Chris Vickers. Assistant coach, Dave Smith. Assistant coach, John Smith. Assistant coach, Jason Keaton. Assistant coach, Justin Pugh. Assistant coach, Jimmy Pugh. Assistant coach, Dustin Richmond. Assistant coach, James Brogan. Assistant coach, Richard Crisp. Assistant coach, J.W. Ham. For cross country, head coach, Stephen Starlifer. Assistant coach, Hope Cooper. For baseball, head coach, Joe Blankenship. And I believe that is all.
I will make a motion that we hire the following, the people that you just named and positions that they are requesting.
I'll second it.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Abstaining. Let the minutes reflect by a 5-0 vote, we approve the superintendent's recommendations. Okay, we have one leave request.
Do you want me to talk about that at all?
Do you just want to go?
No, it's
Yeah,
just boilerplate again, telling you when they're gonna leave.
Okay. Okay, we have one leave of absence, beginning 2020, ending January 13th, 2021. Christina Rose, third grade teacher at Hinton Area. I will second that. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstaining. Yes.
Yes. Yep.
Let the minute reflect by a 5-0 vote that that has been approved. And then we have resignation, retirement. They're both resignations. We have eighth grade science teacher at Summers Middle School, Jessica Jacoby, and assistant girls volleyball coach, Melissa Clay.
I make a motion, we accept their resignation.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. Do we have any discussion? All those in favor of approving the superintendent's recommendation, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Abstaining. Let the minutes reflect by a 5-0 vote, we have approved the superintendent's recommendation. Approve in and out of county requests.
Technically, we don't really have to do this anymore since the new law in July 1 of this year, but it's just nice to keep track of people. And I just want to make sure we know who's going where, who's coming in. It's just nice to keep track of kids.
Mr. Angel, you need to do this first one.
I make a motion, we accept the transfers.
No. He said it didn't work in our favor.
1 for 2 didn't work in our favor.
No.
Okay, and you had a motion, Mr. Angel?
Yeah, I make a motion, we accept the transfers.
I'll second it.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor of approving the in and out of county requests, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? Abstaining? Let the minutes reflect by a 5-0 vote, we have approved the in and out of county requests. Item 13, superintendent's reports.
All right, everybody's talking about COVID, so I guess I'll continue to talk about it some more. On a serious note, we had our last stakeholder meeting yesterday in this room, and the stakeholders were my central office, principals, faculty senate members, nurses. Chad came, represented the health department. Who was the doctor that came? I can't remember. Dr. Richmond. We had a plethora of ideas and people to make sure we take care of our kids when they're in our care. So today I typed up our agreement on what we were doing to send out to parents. I had my staff help me wordsmith it. I had Ken use some technology to do pictures because words can get a little much for a guy like me. I need some pictures. So parents will not only have words, but pictures, and then they have to choose which option that they would like to do with school this year. But we're going to try that for the first 9 weeks. If everything keeps moving forward and we start the day after Labor Day, what we'd like to do is take the alphabet and try to split the kids up 50-50 so we can have 50% occupancy in the rooms and keep kids as far apart as humanly possible when you're dealing with kids. Adults are bad enough, let alone children. And we're all guilty of being on top of each other because that's what we do. We're humans. It's natural. So we have to be cognizant of that and work with them. So basically what we're looking at is Monday, Tuesday, half of the alphabet. Wednesday, everybody's out of the building for a deep clean except for teachers and service personnel. They're going to work, but they're going to work remotely out to the kids. And then Thursday, Friday, the other half of the alphabet. So what we're trying to do is get half of them on the buses, half of them in the building, and get them back home. And then continue to work with kids in a way that we can educate them, but yet keep them safe from each other. And as things move forward, if we can bring more into the school and go more days and get to 100% occupancy, then we'll do that. But at this point in time, that's the play that we would like to try to enact with our playbook. We're trying to come with a playbook that works. I know Mercer County and Raleigh County are doing similar ways of delivering the education. We're just trying to find a way that makes it simple for parents. If you're a parent who has they got remarried and you have like 4 kids and half have this last name and the other half, our principals can work with the parents and just pick one. I don't care. That's not the issue. What I care about is getting them back to school and educating them. That little stuff, that's for the parent and the principal to work out because that might help even out how it works. I was told there was a lot of Atkins and wards, so that already balances that out. That's about the easiest thing I can help you guys with today.
A lot of lilies too.
And then there's probably a lot of lilies. I heard it usually starts with that family and it branches out. We can imply all kind of jokes, but joking aside, we're just trying to find a way to get back to normal and safety at the same time. And normal and safety do not always jive up. And when you work with youngsters, they always press the limits because if you remember when you were a kid, you do it because I can. And so we're going to work with the kids and help them out. But they will have a mask and a shield. The shields are nice because you can just clean those every day. A mask, like the one Mr. Angel's using right now or the one I have, technically you shouldn't be using this every day. You should be pitching them. But if you have a mask that's like Mr. Boone's over there, you can wash that. But I'm not going to houses to check if you're washing your clothes. But if I have a shield, I know that's getting cleaned every day, okay? So that's where we are. It's a push and pull. We'll work with people. But I'm not going to argue with people on all that safety stuff. When it comes to safety, you got to have some kind of covering. And a gaiter's fine. If you want to get your own stuff, that's fine. But if we're requiring them to wear something, we have to at least provide it. So we will provide it. Now, if a kid wants something nicer, like if you're a big West Virginia fan or a Marshall fan, then wear those colors. I really don't care. That's fine. It's your identity. That makes it fun. We got to bring fun back to life here because it's been pretty dull here lately for people. And as far as I'm concerned, I would hope that a lot of people choose A or option 1, come back to school. Option 2 is where, or B, is where a parent might say, I don't want my kid to go back to the school setting, but I want that school teacher. Well, that school teacher can do stuff remotely. You can go into that classroom with your classmates, but you're just not there physically, but you're there with watching what's going on. We can do that as well. Every kid in this county will be provided a laptop. So they can have a laptop to do remote or download to make sure they get their education through their laptop. Now, with what I need to do is work with the kindergarten or preschool to second grade teachers. I need to work with them in the next couple of weeks because screen time, research says, is not great for kids at that age. They need human contact. See my eyes, see my mouth, see me teaching. I see, you do, we do. It's one of those things which you have to do with little ones. So we need to come up with a plan to help educate them and not just rely on computers. And that's really for all kids. But having said that, as kids get older, this is the way of our world in the future. And let's be honest, it is helping open barriers. And there are some barriers created when you look at mountains. And so what Mr. Lester's working on, and we're trying to find a way to use some of this Safe Schools money that we put in, $150,000, is to try to provide satellites in areas where there's not a lot of technology. And we call those hotspots. This area right here is a hotspot. You can drive your car near here and pull up Wi-Fi, and the kids' computers will jive up with our connection and be filtered through the hotspots. So if we provide I'll call it a satellite on wheels, and take it to an area and keep it there, parents can go over to that area with their laptop that we provide, and it will be filtered through our hotspot. So that really helps out with their workload to pick up information. So that's the second option. If your eyes are glossing over, sorry, here's the third option. If I'm a homeschool parent and I'm hearing about maybe becoming a Summers County student, and I can still keep my kid at home, and you're going to provide me a laptop and meals, can I enroll my kid? Yeah, you can do option A, B, and option C is there for all virtual. Now, virtual is not our teachers, but they're West Virginia certified, and that's through a third party, and that's Proximity. Proximity has been vetted through our ESC, and that means we can just get our services through the ESC, and they will provide 6 classes for $2,000 for the whole year. Now, in my communication I'm sending out to parents, I'm trying to make it simple, is you can do that for the first semester, but you can't just jump in and out. Try it for the whole first semester, because once you make that choice on virtual, you have to stay with it for a semester because you're locked in. So if they jump out of it, we're only going to get charged $1,000, and then you can come back into the other options. The first 2 options you can jump in and out of because it's our teachers. That's not an issue. We can work with that. But that third option, if you choose it, you have to stay with it for a whole semester just because of the way it works. You can't have people just jumping in and out. You got to keep track of them and their education. So
Some CTE programs. We have some CTE programs. So if you have a CTE program currently, you need to choose option one. That's where we're going to put in that letter, because you need hands-on with your teacher. Doing it online will not prepare you for the job that's out there, because if I'm in, we'll use electrical since that's our new class. You can only do so much electrical online, but then you have to have the application and problem-solving skills on wiring, or how do I do X. So CTE, that option should be taken away from the students and the parents and say, you got to come to the school to work with us on that, because let's face it, CTE is a huge program. I believe in it. I value it. And we have a lot of people that can get jobs with some of the programs that we have. And then if you're early career, work with the pre-K kids, you're going to have to work process. Do I understand where parents come from and they're concerned about COVID? Yes, I'm a parent too. And there's the parent hat I have, and there's the superintendent I have. It's not easy to dovetail the two together. So I truly get it. It's not easy. It's just not easy. But we're trying to make sure this county stays at 2 COVID, and that's it. And we're good to go. We can move on and be happy as a lark. So,
Now, if you go to option one,
yes.
and you have Tuesday,
Yeah.
will they be virtually in class Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday?
Now, what'll happen is the Monday, Tuesday kids are going to get taught like the Thursday, Friday kids. It's kind of like a super block schedule where you get them that time period. The other 3 days, what the kids should be doing, and we're going to have to, we have title money to educate parents. We're going to bring parents in, we're going to feed them, through this whole process, because I'm not getting off school the other 3 days. I want to get assigned work, and what we're going to call it is project-based learning. I want to say project, and I want you to apply some application that you've learned in the classroom, and then that application process should cause some failure, which most people learn through failure. I call failing forward. So if you go through these projects, then you can learn problem-solving skills. I can Google anything, guys, but that's at this level with knowledge. I need to get up here where we start making kids learn and think and come up with a way to get the answer. And this will also push teachers too, because no teacher, including myself, went to college to teach this way. This is a huge paradigm shift for everybody. There's going to be some huge growing pains this first quarter, but the first 9 weeks, you're going to have to keep working. If it does continue to work, then the second 9 weeks, we'd like to flip it. Then the Monday, Tuesday goes to the other side of the alphabet, so we can switch it like that. Because we know days don't come out perfectly, as we've learned already with moving the calendar. So it's just give us that first 9 weeks to figure out if what we're doing works.
Superintendent Warble, one of the things like the second school year, that parents who are at the home with their children, reach out to them and let them know that we have class officers that can be done in their students, and they still have to do it at home. And also, that virtual school situations where someone pays $1,000 to virtual school provider, and that covers all of our students who take that virtual class. Is that not correct?
Yes.
I feel like maybe, I don't know, when I heard it, I was hoping that parents of homeschool kids that wanted to make sure they understand that they choose to enroll and take advantage of our virtual school, there is no cost.
That's correct. There's no cost to homeschool parents as long as they enroll in Summers County schools. They have to enroll with us, and that enrollment gives them the opportunity to use our virtual school, a laptop, and get fed.
and play sports if we have them. I mean, the extracurriculars as well.
And so then that means you will send a letter to all those identified parents who've been homeschooling, and that will be explained to them in detail, just like you explained it now.
Yeah, I directed Mr. Eric Withers to take care of that, but here's one thing I will throw out there. If you are a kid who has entered high school, I gotta think this through. If you're a regular ninth grader on down, then we'll take a homeschool student. Here's what I'm saying that. If we take a homeschool student who's been in high school, a lot of the classes that some of these parents, I don't understand, have not been accredited. So if we take those kids on, they can become as a 17-year-old kid
Who is really at a freshman level, and there's no way we can get them graduated on. What happened is Summers County Schools was taking a hit on the graduation rate. So I will work with them as long as I know they took a virtual school that's been accredited. Some of these virtual schools have not been accredited, and they do not count towards a diploma. That's the concern I would have. So we have to work on that case by case. Does that make sense? Okay. I'm not trying to discriminate against them. I just know that we can't take on a bunch of hits with our faculty and our principals don't deserve a record that we did not cause the problem. It's just some people have tried to get around the attendance issues, and that diploma comes with a lot of weight to it and credibility, and I don't want to water that down is what I'm getting at. Okay. That was a lengthy conversation. Sorry about that. Any idea if surrounding counties will be off? Wait a minute, Stan, there's a question asked. Go ahead.
I just wondered if you have any idea, or can we find out if the surrounding counties are offering that because of social media, we've all got friends that are everywhere.
Yes.
And everybody, yes, I'm going to homeschool my kids.
There's 12
Can
counties.
we enroll out-of-county kids where I want?
I have one that I've already pulled in from Kanawha County. I'm working other county kids because I can give them an opportunity. It's called a free market society that we live in, guys, and I am that kind of guy because we are in the red and in the black, in the red. So since I've inherited some interesting situations, I'm on a chapstick tour. I'll leave it at that. Kissing babies and hugging people. Yes. I'm on it already. My name's Mud here. I'm yeah. Yeah. We can coach other counties, yes. The facility update is basically what I would like to do the next board meeting to give you all an update to let you know what we're doing as we're moving forward with what to do with the high school, renovate, close it. And then as far as we're concerned right now, all the students and faculty, I think you need to hear from our principals and our Senate faculty leaders at the next board meeting to let you know how it is to become bosom buddies, basically. We're coming together under one roof. So we do have some ideas of making some T-shirts, becoming one family under one roof, and we got some ideas. We're also working on a PR move with a video. I know I've had a couple students already email me, which I appreciate, and I'm answering their questions. I think I want to get some student input as well because
that might be one group that's the most important, and that's some of our students. And I'd like to hear their thoughts, and we want them to come back. I mean, that's the whole goal thing, so,
never go public education. We're getting there, guys. It's happening. That concludes my report, unless you all have any more questions.
Well, it sort of leads into discussion of next agenda. So,
There you go. We'll call it facility.
I have some points I'd like to make. And I'm going to ask you one.
Okay. I think 13th. Let me pull it up. Okay, the next board meeting, official regular board meeting is August 13th. We'll talk about the Treasury Department. Lauren is doing fine, and her baby seems to be doing fine, so we're doing well there. Basically, the baby came about 6 weeks early, so thank God everything has worked out well. Having said that, that has changed everything. I just can't do that job anymore. So, I mean, I could, but then I'd never sleep, and you guys would see an angry person. So, long story short, you all work with Steve, here, correct? You know what I'm talking about. I worked with Amy Willard and him, and he said that he would be willing to work with us again remotely and presently. So he's gonna have to do both. But, he said he would send me a quote. And so tonight, I went ahead and forwarded that to the president and vice president, so they knew about it. And, then they can discuss with you all, if you all want a different option, I can look at a different one, but it's like trying to find a Spanish teacher. There's not a whole lot of them. And when it comes to treasurers, he's the only treasurer I know that's failing retirement. He's actually working with another county finishing up, and he's willing to work with us. And I was able to negotiate meatballs. Now, I don't know you guys, but the central office told me he makes great meatballs, and I'm seeing a lot of yeses. So at least I negotiated that much. But he has a certain price. He does an excellent job. I've called around different people who've worked with him, and everybody endorses him. They say you'd be stupid not to get him in your situation. You're a new superintendent, new county, you're dealing with some finances. You just literally have a person that went out 6 weeks earlier than you thought. It's no question I would go ahead and do that. Also, Lauren, I gotta give her some credit. She's gonna help save some money with the leave of absence. So that leaves about $7,000 to $8,000 she helped us save to use that money to pay for him. So I'm looking at a lot of positives here. You got a guy who wants to work with us, and he spoke highly of all the people in the central office saying, how are they doing? And he said them by name and knew things about them. So as far as I'm concerned, okay too. So, my recommendation would be we get a special meeting next week due to the fact that we can officially hire him due to the circumstances that we got with the medical leave. And then the other situation is I'm finding that the
books are in order, and like I said, daily, we go from red to black a lot. That's exciting. And, I've asked everybody to not ask for more money right now, because even though we have this emergency money, this has nothing to do with what our day-to-day op. I would want this money. They take away COVID, then take the money, and we're good. But, we have to seriously think about how we're going to operate our facilities and how we're going to move forward, as we look at some deficit spending and deficits when it comes to, a decline in student population. Maybe COVID will help out with that 5 years from now. I do not know, but, you can't rely on viruses and cold winters to. That's hope, and that's not a strategy. We need to actually have some strategies with our CS to look 10 years into the future. So that's where we are right now, guys. I'll work out a deal, even though I'm taking tomorrow off. I will make that happen. I'm at your will and pleasure. We can have that talk. So you want the meeting on Tuesday? Okay, how about we do this? I have an engineer coming to look at the actual, the structure of the facility on Wednesday. I wouldn't want it any earlier than Wednesday, so Wednesday night or Thursday, that would be better for me. Just because the engineers come in too. I'm getting a third opinion. I like more, research to give you guys plenty of facts and data. Thursday then? Is that the 30th? Sorry, Stan. We're looking at the 30th on Thursday. If we did that, then I wouldn't have to get an agenda out till Monday or Tuesday. Taking over the 13th, take the 13th meeting, the date of the 13th Board of Ed meeting off the table and just have a meeting on the 27th, is what you're saying?
Making that.
There could be a situation where I would have to address the law. We have claims for that.
I think the next regular session. So what's on the table is don't have the 13th meeting, have the 27th, and just do one meeting in August, just because the special meetings are on things off. And it sounds to me like the other board members are saying, in case we get another special meeting on top of it, due to the fact we're dealing with a possible closure of a building / renovation. That's what you're saying? Okay. That's not what I'm understanding, Stan. I'm understanding that they're saying, and you guys, I'm gonna let, you're my boss, and you speak for me. I don't wanna get in the middle.
Okay, what we're looking at is instead of having meetings on August 13th and 27th, make the July 30th meeting one of those two meetings. And so we'll have a meeting on July 30th, and then another one again on August 27th. And if, and should, okay, and should the need come up, we can call a special meeting, should there be some sort of an emergency situation that needs to be dealt with before then, we can do that, but otherwise, we can save that money.
Take care of all the first meeting, obviously. But we probably mentioned the item on there that we're canceling the restricted meeting. We'll just have that 27th of August meeting. That's the 30th of July. Sure, that's right.
Yeah.
I think that's put out the,
Okay, I think everybody understands you now.
Cancel the 13th meeting, so that way we only have 2 meetings. The month of August, one on the 3rd. I think it's about.
Okay.
Okay, any further discussion on the next agenda?
I think I've taken up enough time. Well, I want you to be informed, you know?
Time to set it.
Thank you very much. Well, what is that? I just thought that was interesting. Okay, I will try to squeeze as much as I can on a special meeting. I know, I mean,